I got my order from Panera and they gave me 2 bags of chips instead. I was supposed to get an apple. Oh no! They gave me the wrong sandwich. Yes, girly pops, it's Vinny. I'm back with another reaction video. Oh my god. So do you like my lashes? I have 2 pairs on. It is horrendous. I look like a who. I just had to recreate an iconic look of Amberlynn's, okay? And the most iconic look is when she gets the 2 sandwiches and they're both wrong, and she gets the 2 bags of chips and she's like, it was supposed to be an apple. Oh god. Do you like my choker? It's literally a string that fell out of a hoodie. There's so much eyelash glue on me right now. Amber uploaded a new video saying, reaction channels are lying about this, and finally a true rumor. Let's talk. Episode 5. Okay, let's see what reaction channels are lying about. I may have to, you know what? This hair is driving me bananas. I'm putting it up in a bun. I'm pulling an Amberlynn and putting it in a bun. Having a messy poop bun is also very Amberlynn coded, so I don't feel like I'm that out of character right now. Anyways, let's get into it, shall we?
Hey guys, welcome to another Let's Talk video. So we're gonna hop right into it with sweet and sour.
Oh, I
So
forgot. I hate these ones.
I go to my last Let's Talk video and I choose random comments with the generator. It's to where I cannot pick and choose what is shown. So the first few comments that I see, those are the ones I screenshot and those are the ones I share. So let's get into it. Marilyn8225 said, who the hell would hire her? She can't stand for 5 minutes. She can hardly walk and can't do anything for 10 minutes straight. It's giving fat phobia for sure.
Oh,
but, like,
shut
stand for more than 5 minutes.
No, it's not. Not everything is fat phobia. It's based on things that you have told us. Like, these are things that you have relayed to us in your videos. Also, you could not do a very labor intensive job. Absolutely not. You can barely do like your garbage. There's no way that you would be able to do a job that required you to be on your feet for hours on end, like a grocery store clerk, like a waitress. You couldn't do that. And you don't have the attitude to listen to other people. You never accept criticism, so you couldn't ever work in a job where that would have to happen for you to be able to be successful in your job.
Yeah, my attention span is pretty rough, but I have had jobs in the past, even this one, where I'm like, okay, I have to do this for a
Your
certain amount of time,
attention
and
span?
that's that. And saying I can hardly walk is also a very silly.
Okay, my attention span is really bad. I have ADHD. Like, diagnosed ADHD, not her like, I think I have ADHD. No, I actually have it. You still have to be somewhat motivated and be able to do things in a timely manner, especially in entry-level positions. Like,
statement, because I do walk. I don't use scooters in the grocery store anymore. Haven't done that in literally years.
I don't believe that.
Twinkie. I literally just last year was showing myself that I was able to walk over a mile during my little COVID.
Last year, not this year. Last year you did that, and then you said you didn't think you'd be able to do that this year.
I was like, oh my god, is my stamina going away? But no, it hasn't. Like, I'm literally back to how I was before. Just to answer your fat phobic question,
It's not fat phobic.
I do have experience. Pops and Mogachi.
Where? As a PCA and as like shilling knives or something? Door to door? Okay, you haven't had any sort of job experience, like meaningful job experience within the past 5 to 8 years, something like that.
3929 said, hey, I'm leaving this comment just to say that you are beautiful and you only deserve love. All the France is supporting you. France
does not support you. France would be like, you're lazy. Go away. Like,
thank you so much. That genuinely means the world to me. I appreciate it more than you know. Receptorcon11 said, arg, go back to the torrid and grocery hauls. This shit sucks. So in my last weekly vlog, there was a torrid haul. And then in the vlog before that, there was a grocery haul. So I'm definitely trying.
They're talking about like in general. Everything you do just sucks. It's so boring.
To do a mixture of everything that people like and also filming things that I enjoy filming. WX1RT said, hey,
that's
beautiful.
definitely something from her.
Girl. Love you staying positive and ignoring the hate when others crumble. Would love to kick it with you. Heart from Kansas. Thank you so much.
That is
Thank you so much.
That's definitely like a sock account that she commented herself with.
So much for the sweet comment. I have been getting a lot of sour lately, so it's been nice to actually see
Oh
the
my
sweets mixed in there.
God.
And yes, I'm trying to stay as positive as possible. I don't want to see anyone crumble. I just want peace on earth. Why is that so
You're
hard
such
to
a
ask?
liar.
AFK Jen said, I find people hating so much just don't have anything going on in their life.
I don't know. I'm married. I'm pretty cool right now, so I mean, besides the turmoil that is America, like other than that, I'm just kind of chilling. I just don't like people like Amber.
I believe that if you're hating as deeply as you do, especially in like such an obsessed, cruel way,
Especially.
you're not happy within yourself or something going on in your life that you're not happy
Thank you,
with.
Therapist
Heather
Lynn.
L9016 said, so you're saying Dalton took advantage of you? I thought you said he was a good person. Not once did I ever say that Dalton took advantage of me.
You
I said that I
did.
was drunk. Haley.
You basically implied that you were in such a drunk state and that when you were drunk, he decided to do that with you. I mean, really, you took advantage of him, but like, she'll never say that.
B85 said, Amber thinks if she never goes to a doctor and gets diagnosed that she doesn't have something unless it fits her. So I do go to a doctor. I think you're referring to the diabetes topic of my last Let's Talk video. Last time I got my labs done was literally just 4 months ago, not even pre-diabetic. Anytime I've ever been diagnosed with anything regarding my health, I have let you guys know. The narrative that I have diabetes.
No, you haven't. No. You just lie about a bunch of stuff. Like, and especially your psych things. Whatever. Whatever, Amber. You know, do whatever you want with your health. How about that? Do whatever you want with your health. Just stop coming on here and complaining about it.
Diabetes is literally just fat phobia. Not every single fat person has diabetes, and not every.
Yeah, Amber, I'm fat. I don't have diabetes. But I was pre-diabetic when I was like heavier and eating a much different diet. Like I had a lot of sugary things. No, I was definitely pre-diabetic when I was much heavier. And I think it is a fallacy to say that weight does not contribute to it, because it does. There are many, many studies that show that weight is a contributing factor to many different disorders. And I just think she likes to brush it off and be like, you're fat phobic. No, literally, my mom was like, you need to be careful about, you know, possibly developing diabetes if you continue to gain weight. And she was right. It wasn't her being mean. It was her being cautious.
Single person that has diabetes is fat. It's really that simple. All right, you guys, now we're going to go on to Sippin' Community. So this is where weekly I post a community tab for you guys to ask me questions.
When I do this, I really get the Amberlynn mouth. I drew on like a little bit like shadowing.
About concerns, give me topics, whatever it may be. Let's get into it. Why do you always try and fail diets instead of seeking treatment for an eating
I saw
disorder?
that one.
So I actually did outpatient a couple years ago, and everything they taught me is very much like, don't count calories, give into your cravings. And I have talked about that, and like it pisses everyone off so.
No, Amber. I'm pretty sure it has to do with like doing that in moderation and also counting calories. Yeah, I know that one. Like they probably told you not to do that because that can be triggering for people who have an eating disorder. That can be triggering to either under eating or overeating. And giving into your desires, I don't think that's exactly what they said. I would bet money that they told you to not restrict yourself to such a point that it becomes this sort of tug of war over control, with you trying to control, like be like, well, I'm my own person, I can eat what I want, and then, you know, having that on the opposite end. It's ways to stop you from binging. They did not just say, who gives a shit about calories, your caloric intake? Who cares? You can just eat whatever you want, man.
Bad, but that's how it is with treatments like that. They don't want you to be in this like strict area, because that is literally what triggers someone with issues to just continue down that path. Do you ever have glimpses of really understanding how awful you've been to so many people, including yourself? Yes, yes, and yes. Like literally in my last vlog, I talked about the regret that I have being so problematic in my last relationships. Like as time goes on.
You did not. You were like... And then you went on live stream and you were just like, oh, Beck sucks. Like, you will drag them as many times as you possibly can. You don't care. Like, you only care because you got caught and you got called out and people are holding you accountable.
And I have full awareness of why I am the way I am. It makes it easier to manage. That's like the first step that you actually learn in DBT is awareness, because when you're not aware of something, you can't change it. And I think that's why I talk so much now about like, whoa, I've made so many mistakes in the past, and like I regret those so
You
much.
never
Because
talk
back
about
then,
it.
that was like my normalcy. I wasn't aware that I had a problem. Why don't you follow the recommended diet for people with lymphedema? It could really help with the swelling you experience.
Yeah.
The diet that they want me to follow is keto, which is a high fat, low carb, high protein. And unfortunately, my doctor told me that I can't do that due to my pancreas and gallstone issues that I've had in the past.
I mean, okay, so like the high fat, yes, that is true. Also, you have pancreatic issues. What? So you have pancreatic issues, but you don't have diabetes. Okay. The high fat is something that may cause issues with your gallbladder. So instead of doing a totally high fat diet, like cut out oils and whatnot where you can, and cut out fried food because you eat a ton of fried food still. So cut that out and put in a much heavier amount of protein and cut down carbs as much as you can. I've said before, I've done a low carb diet, not keto, but I've done a low carb diet, and it does make a big difference. And if you have really bad gallbladder problems, liver problems, things like this, high fat can make it hurt or cause like a I forget what they're called, like a gallstorm or whatever. But like she just doesn't try anything else. She's like, nope, they said I can't do it, so I'm not gonna do it. Well, modify it then with your doctor. Jesus.
You like to tell everyone to move on, so why don't you move on from 30 years ago? It's very hypocritical for you to still use the past to act the way you do, but you want others to move on from what you've done to them.
Yeah.
I have actually expressed publicly, I get why Beck was doing those videos, like how you express your hurt and your pain is up to you. When I talk about my past,
No, you talk
that was
shit
during a
about
time
them.
where my brain, body, my soul, my spirit, just me as a person was growing and adapting. What happens to you in your childhood creates who you are as an adult. I rarely
Well, no. No, it can. You can obviously have things happen in your childhood that crack the foundation, and you have to deal with that cracked foundation as an adult, but it does not mean that you have to be who you are. Like at you, Amber. Like there are many, 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 many people out there who have had horrendous childhoods that do not let that dictate who they become as an adult.
talk about the traumatic things that happened to me as a young adult, but I always go back to the things
Young
that happened to
adult.
me in my childhood because those are the reasons why I am in therapy. Those are the reasons why I have BPD. That is why I have anxiety, paranoia.
You don't have
why I reached
BPD.
almost 600 pounds at one point. Why I turned to food for emotional reasons. Why I'm a food addict. The list can literally go on because of my childhood. If I do not confront those things head on, I will never change.
There's a difference between confronting them and realizing, yes, these are the issues that are making things difficult for me now in my adulthood, and just resting on your laurels and being like, well, I had a bad childhood, so that's why I'm a bad adult.
Less talk, more walk. I'm sorry. That genuinely was a good one. That's a good comment. How come you used to pick from around Christmas, posing it as when you spent time with your family recently? There's a wreath, which is only used during Christmas, on the door, and those hands taking the pic are... Someone replied and said, detective work right here. Ooh, girl, during my tear tell, I'm going to be
Thank you, Hecticana, for for noticing that.
talking all about this.
Shut
you guys know it's
up.
time for the interview. That means you can just go to my Instagram, send me a little microphone emoji, and you can send me a voice memo so you can interview me with your voice.
Oh, Christ. I hope
I
there's
have
some
so
actual
many
good
voice
ones
messages
in
that
here.
It's like, jaw is on the floor.
Okay, so I've tried like 4 different times to figure out what to say because I'm really nervous
Aw.
and have so much I wish I could talk
Why are you
about.
nervous around
Just feel
Amber?
like we have so much in common. I recently got diagnosed with
I hope that you two are never in the same room. 2 Amberlyns? Oh, no.
BPD,
Oh.
which explains a lot now. Growing up fat and like trying to lose weight and being part of the queer community. So, I just wish I could chat with you so bad. But my question is, how did you get comfortable with like sharing your body with your partners?
Because she loves herself.
I've never had like an official one or anything. A couple of situationships, but I'm really interested in a guy and we're really kind of moving along. And I just have this like fear of being seen in my natural state, even though I am 70 pounds down and counting.
Congrats.
Good for you.
Like, what's some
Good for
advice
you.
you have on loving yourself and being vulnerable in that way?
Oh my gosh, first of all, we
Shut up. First of all, good job losing the weight. Amberlynn can never. Second of all, Amberlynn has no problem showing off her body because she loves herself and she loves the way she looks no matter what. She is very, very confident and full of herself. That's why she can post thirst TikToks, why she can post things of her in very revealing outfits and not really care, because she just loves herself that much.
We seem so similar. I live for that. And congratulations on the 70 pounds down. That is phenomenal. So it took me a long time actually to be comfortable in my own body. And obviously it depended on the partner I was with. I have never been
okay.
like a confident girly pop in my skin, in my natural state, in my birthday suit, as they call it. I have always been extremely self-conscious. But obviously if they love you, they're
Not self-conscious enough to not message Casey and ask him suggestions about what you should do with Destiny.
going to find you attractive. If you guys are in that like intimate state, they're going to love how you look. And I know this is going to sound crazy, but fake confidence, because there has been so many situations where I've had to fake that confidence and then I just start to believe it. You have to trust your partner enough to know deep within that they find you beautiful. I know it's all easier said than done, trust me. Been there, done that.
Hi, Amberlynn. I wanted to first apologize for what I've said a couple years ago. Honestly, it really wasn't me, and at that time I had different beliefs in who I thought you were, but after continuously watching your videos, I now know that you are such a genuinely nice, kind.
Who are these ass kissers? She is screening them because, okay, here's how I know that she's screening these interview things, right? Because with the comments and whatnot, you can just kind of rattle through them. She never shows them on screen, so it doesn't really matter. You can just kind of cycle through whatever and find ones that you like or don't like or, you know, whatever. The voice ones, if she was really doing this off the fly, she would have to do a lot of editing. Because when you're reading a comment, you can be like, you're such a beepin' piece of shit, you know, whatever. You can censor yourself. With these, she wouldn't be able to. So she has to do some sort of screening before she posts them. That's why we're not getting anything that is really critical of her or even, dare to say, nasty about her, except for like she had the one viewer that really called her out, and that was only because a nice one said, oh, she was a little passive aggressive. Well, Rachel was quite aggressive. And I don't think Amber was expecting that. This is why she would have to screen them, because someone would say something very terrible or maybe even unacceptable, and she would have to edit that out or catch it or whatever. So there's definitely screening going on.
Real person, and you didn't mean anything that you've done or said in the past. You've admitted to your mistakes.
Oh,
you've taken
don't absolve
accountability,
her.
You've done everything you can.
She never
So,
has.
With that being said, the question that I have for you is, would you ever consider dating a fan again? And I won't lie, I'm very interested.
Ew.
Okay, was not expecting that. I just want to say thank you for the apology.
She obviously put that in there because she was like, see guys, my fans still want me so badly. Are we gonna get off the AI train, or do we still think that it's AI? Because that sounds like something she would send herself. Like 110%. My eyelids just got stuck to each other while I rolled my eyes. But like that really sounds like something she would say to herself.
I have a lot of people who reach out to me and they apologize for like leaving hateful comments or being part of like hate forums about me and stuff like that. And it's like, I always am willing to accept an apology. So apology accepted.
No, you're not.
Dating a fan, that's hectic. I'm not interested in talking to anyone in that way, like at all right now.
Because she's
flattered,
seeing
though.
Tommy,
I do
probably.
appreciate that. So thank you.
Hey, Amberlynn, just wanted to ask you, why do you keep bringing up other people when they clearly asked you not to?
Oh!
Even multiple times.
I will keep listening to that in a second, but I have multiple times told quite a few people not to talk about me, and they continue to do so. If they can, I can. That's my answer.
Shut up.
Worse. Like, way worse. Because no matter what you say, people won't believe you anyway.
No matter what you say, people won't believe you anyway.
So you just make the people that you're talking about angrier?
I don't care. I should be allowed.
And this is the problem, okay? You do things that are problematic, that are beyond problematic. They are abusive and traumatizing to other people. If someone was just talking about you and your weight and you decided to talk about them and be like, listen, you're not perfect yourself, whatever, I would understand. I'd be like, you know what? Yeah, I get them. Whatever. You know, they're not bringing any sort of substance to the table. But you constantly talk about other people and you go really, really low when you talk about them. So I think what this person is alluding to is Zach. And Zach has told you not to talk about them or to not to message them, and you have never respected that ever. Any boundary that they put up, you have not respected. So this whole like, well, if I'm not allowed to talk about them, then they shouldn't be allowed to talk about me. Well, here's the other thing too, right? Zach is not doing the same shit that you're doing at all whatsoever, not even close. They are holding you accountable. They are making funny reaction videos. And quite frankly, they were one of the reaction channels that was really nice to you, to the extent that their audience got upset with just how much they gave you some sort of grace. And you have disrespected it and trampled that a million times over. And then they went on break, and you had the audacity to say it was because you weren't uploading. And then when they went on break again, because things were just very hard for them, you once more came on here and made fun of their mental health. Oh, but you're such an advocate. Oh, but it's not fair for you. Fuck off.
Allowed to also use my voice. If they can use their voice, I can use mine as well.
And the whole drama surrounding the situation worse. So please stop doing that.
I'm not going to stop. I appreciate your voice message.
This person, too, did not say anything out of pocket, mean, whatever. They said it because you're making more issues for yourself. People are like, oh, great, here we go. We're talking about Zach again. Well, what is she going to make fun of this time? So really, this person was saying, like, hey, if you really want to kind of put the kibosh on the whole thing and have both sides just not talk about one another or whatever, then you got to stop too. And on top of that, if you stop talking about it, it kind of takes away power, right? I mean, they didn't say anything that against you that you hadn't put out there for them to comment on. You're commenting on things that are personal to them and making fun of them. For you to come on here and do that is just really low and scummy.
I appreciate your opinion. I appreciate anyone's opinion, but never back down. If someone is harassing you, belittling
It's
you,
not
spreading lies about
harassment.
you, talking about you, like, this is a weird type of situation. Like, we're not meant to go through things like this. Like, publicly go through, like,
You put out a
horrific
public
breakups for
thing.
thousands and thousands and thousands.
That was your choice. You decided to become a public figure and vlog it all. Put every little bit on the internet. Even partners that didn't want to be on the internet. Even partners that we didn't even see their face. You still pushed the limits to what we could see and hear them and all that stuff. My husband doesn't want to be on camera. He's not on camera. I don't put him on camera. I don't have much of his voice. I don't do anything. When he comes in here to visit me on his breaks or whatever, I cut them all out because he doesn't want to be in this. I get it. But you have consistently done that. So anytime you've had a public falling out or a breakup or whatever, it's because you put everything on the internet.
To see. So already this is like a weird situation to be in. Like, whether it be on a small scale or a gigantic scale, never back down. Always use your voice. Always be strong. Always love yourself enough to be there for you when no one else would be. Period.
Oh, you're full of love for yourself, that's for sure.
I thought maybe I would use this on voice message since you do read them on your videos. So I hope this isn't disrespectful or rude in any kind of way at all because I dearly love you, Amberlynn. Like, I've been in your members only chat. This is baby girl.
Oh my god! Wait! Baby girl, hi! That's actually someone from my members. Hello, hello.
Like, I relate to you on so many levels. It's like Hecticana, girl.
Ugh.
Totally. Anyways.
You're a loser.
I'm just curious, like, when you had your symptoms before you found out that you had cancer, did you have like extreme lower back pain on the right side and around into the pelvic region a little bit? And then like very irregular periods where like I get mine like maybe once a year, sometimes twice. Like, I'm just curious because I'm really freaking out. I know I got to get to the gynecologist. I know you're not a doctor, and I just wanted to know if
Don't ask any sort of medical advice from Amberlynn. Get to the gyno ASAP, all right? Any sort of lower back pain radiating to the front can be a whole assortment of issues. It could be gynecological. It could be your kidneys. You don't know until you see someone who specializes in medicine. Don't ask Amber anything because she'll look it up on ChatGPT and give you some wild answer.
if you suffered from those same symptoms. That's all. Anyways, love you, dear. I hope you're doing well. I hope your mental health is doing well, and I do hope your cellulitis is better. Mwah.
Aw, thank you so much. And yes, please see a gyno because I'm not a gyno, not a doctor. I just know based on my experiences, I did have lower back pain, yes. And before I bled for years straight, I did have very irregular periods like that. So irregular periods was always my normal. So that's why, like, yes, I was worried, but then I was like gaslit in like multiple different ways.
Don't even. You're still blaming Beck for this, and this is just a sneaky way of saying it. You're responsible for your own body, for your own health, no one else. So if you think something's wrong, go see a professional about it. No one's gaslighting you into anything.
Thinking like maybe this is just part of my irregular period, but definitely see a gyno, please. You'll be in my thoughts. I hope you're okay.
Thank you. I don't want to be like a opportunist, but like if you could say hello to my friend Christina Petkova. By the way, what I wanted to comment is, have you noticed, like, okay, so like I think you're like the prettiest girl ever, and have you noticed how people like don't like to mention this or say it, or I don't know, they're not like brave enough, they're like afraid of like what society will think. But women that has like some extra weight, like bigger women. I'm not saying it's healthier or it's hotter or anything, but like just specifically talking about face, like the face card of like bigger women is just like so above everyone else.
What is happening? Okay.
I'm gonna have a big chunk of silence to cut out there, but she's so ridiculous. Amber, we know you chose these. You threw us one just to be like, see, they are random, but they're not.
Okay, first of all, hello to your friend Christina, because you wanted me to shout her out. So hello, Christina. Thank you for the compliment. Yes, bigger girls are beautiful, and I appreciate that. My hair looks hecticona today, but doesn't take away from my face card. And yeah, I agree. Like, bigger women,
You know what? Don't be mean, Finny.
are stunning. And I think a lot more people think that than you think.
Hey, as a long-time silent viewer of your content, I'm so curious about your personal mental health journey in relationship
How
with
many
food.
of these
And if
do
you
we
think
have
you
to
could get to a point in that mental health journey that you could start healing that relationship with food. Because we've seen on your YouTube for years where you go through cycles where you start a weight loss journey and you do lose weight, but then something happens and you can't maintain it. And in my head, every time I see it happen, I'm like, well, it's a mental health thing. Like, it's not, like, she doesn't, the relationship with food isn't, like,
Oh,
you have the
shut
drive
up.
to lose weight, but when something happens, like, a switch goes off and the food's always there for you. And that's not necessarily wrong, but I'm just so curious if you think you get to a point where you could, quote unquote, fix that. So yeah, thanks.
Shut up. You know, these people were like, here's your excuse on a platter. They really pissed me off because, like I've said time and time again, I have my own things up here that I deal with. And now, sometimes I react in ways to certain things that's not the best. And I do know that it's because up here, something just ain't clicking. There's a neuron that's not firing. There's synapses that are not connecting, okay? The dendrites are not reaching out enough. But doesn't matter my intention. If I have hurt someone or if I am doing something unhealthy, then that exists. I have to own up to what I have done. But every time Amber's like, it's just the mentals. It's the mentals, you guys. It just got me again. Like, I'm so sick of hearing her, like, use mental health as an excuse. People called her out. Rachel, I love that girl, okay? Called her out for using her BPD as an excuse. She was like, it's an explanation, not an excuse, which is something I've said time and time again. And Amber just brushed right over that and pretended like she didn't hear it. But once again, here's someone coming in being like, but you have an excuse. Like,
Thank you for the question. And it's true. It's definitely a mental health thing. It's definitely something up here. So that's why when so many people like judge me on like my cycle of diets and always turning to food and like all that stuff, like it's so weird to me because it's like, when does the mental health shaming stop?
who is shaming you for having mental health issues? People are upset because you never take accountability. You never take responsibility. This cycle continues because you don't want to get better. You like it because it adds drama and spice to your boring mayonnaise life. That is the truth of the matter. You go through these cycles all the time and wait for people to be like, oh, here we go again, round the circle. It's not mental health shaming when people decide to hold you accountable for your actions. It's mental health shaming if they came on and said, you have BPD, that's disgusting. You're a freak. That's mental health shaming. This is not.
Because I do have that drive to lose weight. I want to lose weight so bad. And
No,
so many
you
people
don't.
like look at me from an outside perspective and they just see surface level and think, she loves being fat. She doesn't want to lose weight. Like literally, no. It's a constant battle that I'm trying to win and I keep losing. And am I ever gonna win? I don't know. I've done everything. Like sometimes
No, you haven't. You truly haven't. You didn't do weight loss surgery. You gave that up. You don't do inpatient. You gave that up. You don't go back to outpatient. Gave that up. Like, I'm not talking about DBT. I'm talking about very, like, specified therapy.
I genuinely wish I did not have to eat at all. But you have to eat to survive. And
This bullshit thing about, like, comparing her addiction to, like, drug addicts or whatever is ridiculous and offensive. All right? Addiction is addiction is addiction. Yeah, I get that you need to eat to survive, but you don't need a 20-piece McNugget or an Arby's French dip. You don't need those to survive.
I know there's a lot of fat phobic people out there who's like, you ain't gotta eat. Look how fat you are. Realistically, like, you have to eat.
Hey
This
girl,
doctor
I
now.
just wanted to ask a quick question. How hectic is a situation type deal type moment?
It's like the
You're
hexagon
so
of the world.
funny.
It's the most hectic.
Hey Amber, what's up queen? I hope you're doing well.
How many
My
more?
one question for you is, out of your entire YouTube career and all of the years that you've spent making videos, what is your biggest regret? What is the one thing that you wish you could take back? Also, I'm your biggest fan. I love you, girl.
Aww.
I wish I didn't film all of the abuse that I inflicted upon my partners. I wish I didn't film all the trauma that I caused. It's just a hexagon.
I love you. I feel like I always say this, but this is genuinely the truth. I want to take back everything that I said about the relationship I was in as a teenager. I should have kept that shit to myself, kept that shit just in my like close life, because like literally my mom was
Because you literally lied about it.
in my life during that time, and she's someone that heard what I was going through at that time. Like I would call her all the time, so she's someone that like had my back. And in a weird way, I shared it to feel less alone, and I also shared it because there are people who contact me and say that they're
Rain and Petals Eavesdrop, you used the wrong word. Do we have to bring it up time and time again? You falsely accused someone of that. I'm someone who has been through that, and you make my life and the life of other victims so much more difficult because you decided to falsely accuse a person. You disgusting pig.
in relationships like that and they don't know how to get out. And I wanted to feel less
Oh,
alone. I wanted to
Be quiet. You have never experienced a DV relationship. You were the perpetrator of all DV relationships. You are the one who caused it. And you can see that I'm getting really heated. I know that I'm in this ridiculous makeup because this is the makeup that Amber chose to wear at one point. But I'm really heated because this is something that is near and dear to me. Because I know what it's like. And I have lots of friends who know what it's like. And for this bitch to come on here and say that she went through it when she is the one who has physically, emotionally, financially manipulated and abused her ex-partners, I don't want to hear it from her. I don't. Casey was so much younger than you and was a minor when you started dating. You harmed him. You harmed Crystal. You harmed Destiny. You harmed Beck. You harmed Wifey. And damn it, you harmed Tommy too. So don't come on here and act like you don't have a pattern to your behaviors and a wake of victims.
people to feel less alone, and in return it actually just made things worse.
Hi Amber, love you.
Aw.
I was wondering if you're afraid of any of your other exes coming out of the woodwork and spilling unknown tea. Thanks.
God, I wish.
Thanks. That was cute. And no, I'm definitely not afraid of that. I feel like there was room for improvement in all of the relationships I was in.
Hey love, just wanted to say I admire
I wish Wifey would come out because I want to hear about the knockdown dragouts they had.
your tenacity to keep on going even after all the hate over the years. We know you love perfume, so if you could create your own, what would the name be, the scent, and also the bottle design?
It'd be hectacana. It would smell like sweat.
Oh my god, first of all, I'm obsessed with your accent. Like, can I have that, please? And that is such a good question. So I don't want to give away like my secrets because you never know. Maybe one day I will be coming out with a perfume.
Oh
Can you imagine?
God, it would smell like old rubbing alcohol.
Hey Amber. Amber, I've been a long-time viewer and for Hater Nation.
This is
This is
AI.
AI. Some people
Yep.
make being your fan so hard that I am just more comfortable using text-to-speech. A big question I have for you is, does filming your what I eat in a day videos help you stay on track and accountable? Or at times, does it feel more triggering, causing you to have your more planned food noise?
We already
also,
know.
bitch, you are not crazy. The shit going on is weird as fuck and absolutely not okay. I don't think you are a terrible person. I don't think you are a narcissist. And I don't think you are the problem every single time. Try and stay strong with your goals. Clearly, their lives are too boring. Also, thank you for your approval. I've always asked questions, but have never been featured. It's my birthday
God.
this week on the 24th, and this is a super awesome present.
Oh my gosh, well, happy freaking birthday, hello. And this person really is a supporter because 5 years ago they sent me a message. Holy crap.
My mouth is just hanging open because it's like, this is so boring, Amber. Honestly, can you get through like, maybe choose like 2 or 3 each video? This whole like 7 or 8 when they're the longest recordings in history. I swear to God, the Epic of Gilgamesh is not this long.
So what I ate today videos can sometimes be triggering, or they can sometimes actually help me stay on track. And you're right about the food noise, because I think about food more when I'm doing what I ate today videos, because I know that I have to film what I'm eating. Sometimes I'm like, oh my God, like, am I gonna film myself cooking? Like, how do I want to do that? Like, okay, I have to edit the video, I have to get it scheduled, so that means I have to eat maybe sooner than I normally would. Like, it is a lot of like thinking that day for sure. But it also helps me stay on track because I don't want to like post a video where I'm like, well, fell off track today and I ate all of this and all of that, because I know the type of backlash, and plus I don't want to feel like ashamed. I know a lot
That's
of people
why
think
you
that
just
I hate
lie to
my
us.
today videos. No, like everything that I eat, I always show in the video. All right, you guys.
No,
now it's time
you
for tea
don't.
or tail, and
Liar.
guess what? I chose one that's tea. Woo, girl.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
So tea or tail is literally just where I take rumors that are going around, floating around, and I tell you if it's tea or I tell you if it's tail. Amberlynn took the cheese hat picture in Wisconsin during Christmas and lied about meeting up with her cousins. Me and my mom stay laughing at this rumor because that is so fucking untrue. It's not even funny. And I'm gonna prove it to you. So people are comparing the outfit that I wore in Wisconsin and the outfit that I wore when I saw my cousins. You guys, I wear the same outfits a lot.
Outfit.
Like, I can't even tell you how many times I've worn this fucking dress. But
That is true. She is a big outfit repeater. Hey, no shade there. I don't think you need to wear a different outfit every single time you go out.
Outfit that I wore in Wisconsin, I was wearing gold earrings that say baby girl, and the outfit that I was wearing here in Oklahoma are silver hoop earrings. The purse that I was wearing in Wisconsin was actually a gold studded clear purse, and the purse that I was wearing here in Oklahoma with my cousins was a silver and black Rebecca Minkoff purse.
Rebecca Minkoff? That's from Pretty Little Liars. Ah!
My hair in Wisconsin was parted to the side, but my hair here in Oklahoma was parted right through the middle.
As if you couldn't change it.
In Wisconsin, my winged eyeliner was shorter than my winged eyeliner here visiting my cousins in Oklahoma.
Oh my God, girl,
The chain.
you know what? I really don't care because I noticed that the chain was different on the purse. It's just kind of funny because why is there a cheese head? Why are they cheese heads? They're in Oklahoma.
On my purse in Wisconsin is gold. The chain on my purse here in Oklahoma when I was visiting my cousins is silver.
They are very similar, but I did notice that the chain was like, it laid different.
Here, while I'm visiting my cousins,
Oh my
you can
God,
see the reflection,
I
and my
don't
mom is in her mirror.
care.
I went to Wisconsin in September where my mom dropped me off at night, and it was the next morning when she left because she had to go back home for work. So if this was quote unquote taken during Christmas, my mom would not have been there. My mom was in Wisconsin for a total of like 8 hours, and that was just to drop me off. And those hands that you see in the reflection are not Tommy's hands. Those are my cousin's hands.
And those sleeves that you see? Yeah, those are my cousins and the outfit that she's wearing.
But okay, pop off, I guess. Amberlynn lied about the fires being close to her just to get sympathy.
Yes.
So the fact that this is still even a rumor and this happened a month ago is also wild off the...
You literally posted a video that said we had to evacuate. And it was about a fucking, like, bullshit fire alarm in your apartment building. Don't talk to me about that. And you also were like, oh, the fires. And people were like, they're nowhere near you. Nowhere. And you did nothing to help people. No charities, no nothing.
The chain crazy. So I live in Oklahoma City. So here are some screenshots from that very day that are actually from the fire department, and also a picture of the sky of how it looked that day when I literally was vlogging and I was telling you guys, it's so smoky, it's literally orange outside. Everyone's like, you're lying. And the fact that like this rumor is still happening is so weird to me.
I know this is going to fall on deaf ears, but most of these rumors are created by reaction channels. They lie to you. They just want...
This is, okay. So, I live in Massachusetts, right? So, Canada had wildfires and it blew down into Massachusetts. Like, they were so massive that the Northeast looked like this from Canada. Okay? So for her to come on here and be like, see, I was telling the truth. No, we are nowhere near Canada. Okay, like not really, not in the scheme of things, not like upstate New York or Maine or anything like that. This is what it looked like for us. Our air quality was shit to the point that we had to wear masks. Like, so this means nothing.
Want views, so they spread shit about me, and they're not reliable narrators in my life.
Amberlynn is
You're
actively
not a reliable narrator.
Delta 8 again. Yes, I vape about once or twice a week, so that
You know that Delta 8 makes you eat. You know that it gives you the munchies, but you're back to vaping it. You're an addict. I know that people are like, well, it's weed. You can't be addicted. Trust me, you can. It depends on the person. You absolutely 110% can develop a psychological and a physiological dependency on it. My ex did. Very much so. To the point that when he was quitting, well, he quit for like a little while, but he was so mean to me and so anxious and paranoid all the time because he wasn't smoking. And the reason I knew he was smoking again is because he started being a little bit nicer to me. Yes, you absolutely can. And Amber, you're an addict.
that is some tea. So I'm editing and I realized
Ooh, let's see if I can answer them.
I didn't do the bad choice question. So that's 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm just doing this because I feel like I have to. Since I do it in every video, I could have just like totally passed it, but it's fine.
Yeah, you could have.
Have you ever had more than 15 drinks in one night? That is
I may have. I think when I did a bar crawl, I had more than 15.
a big no. Have you ever had sex with a coworker? Yes.
Destiny, really? Okay.
Would you let your partner have sex with their celebrity crush without consequences? No. Have you ever dined and dashed? Absolutely not.
No.
Have you ever accidentally texted someone on purpose? Yes.
Yeah, probably to be kind of a bitch. Like back in my teen years, be like, hey guys, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to do that. Oh my god, my little sister picked up my phone. Oops. Y'all ever done that? Oh, my cousin picked up my phone. Oh, my sister picked up my phone. I didn't know that they texted that. The stupidest shit when you're like, this is exactly how you text. What do you mean?
Yes, I have. All right, you guys, I'm gonna go. I'm about to go hang out with my mom and have a really good day today. So I hope that you guys also have one. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.
How's that cellulitis holding up, bitch? I'm glad we got like one critical voicemail of her or voice memo towards her. She's definitely screening them. I'm sorry. I just refuse to believe otherwise. That was just so boring. Like she acts like, oh my god, I had something so big to tell you, and it's just that she's vaping Delta 8. I'm sick of Babies kissing her ass too and just being like, you did nothing wrong, special girl, nothing at all. Like, oh, I think I've rolled my eyes more in this video than I ever have, and that's a problem because I have so much eyelash glue on right now, so my eyes are like to the top of my head. Please consider subscribing to the channel. I'm trying to hit 500 subscribers by the end of the year, and just look at this mug. Face card never declines. I hate myself. I do. I hate myself more than anyone else. Leave a comment down below. Tell me what you thought of this week's Let's Talk bullshit, whatever. What do you think about her including like 77 different voice memos just to boost herself up and have people be like, oh my god, you're like the most beautiful woman I've ever seen in my life? Like, tell me, what do you think about that? Leave a like if you are so inclined, or a dislike. I don't care either way. You're entitled to your opinion, even if it is wrong. I will see you all in the next one. And hopefully they get my order right this time. I don't want to eat the wrong sandwich again. Bye!